This week is Children's Hospice Week, which aims to raise awareness for children with life-limiting and terminal conditions and highlight the services which support them.
Well, one family who rely upon these services are the Jutlers, Mum Caroline and her son Jamie and daughter Amber, here today to explain the impact that care has on their lives. And they're also here with Katrina McNamara, the Director of Care at the charity Together for Short Lives. And we'll start with you actually, Katrina. What is the aim of this week?
I think, as you've already set out, it's to really raise awareness about the children and families who have life-limiting conditions in the UK and the services that provide the care and support throughout the day, throughout the year, throughout the time that they have. You're
also using the hashtag WeCare247, aren't you?
We are. I think very often it can be forgotten that children like Amber need care 24 hours a day. That's very often given by the parents, by the families, by the brothers, by the sisters. But it's also the fact that there are care services available to them across the UK through the children's hospices. There are 53 children's hospices around the UK who are there 24/7 as well.
They really do incredible work, and we'll come on to why that care is so important to you and your family in just a moment. But to start off with, go back to the beginning with Amber, and when she was born, she was a really happy, healthy young girl.
Yeah, we didn't realise there was anything wrong. Until she was 18 months old, she was just like any other child and reaching all her milestones and things, and I just started noticing small changes. Like when I'd pick her up from nursery, she would be sat in the corner of a room rather than interacting with other children. So I took her to the doctors, just not thinking there was anything majorly wrong, and she just carried on regressing.
Well, you got turned away about 10 times from the doctors.
Yeah, the doctors kept just stop worrying, you know, they all come at their different stages, but my concern was that she was going backwards. She kept turning her toys and just really odd behaviour. It wasn't...
And you know your child better than anyone, so when you have those feelings, it's good to act on them. And you actually took her for a private MRI scan, didn't you?
Yeah.
And what was shown at the scan? What did that prove?
It's where the loss of brain cells and things. So then we went for further tests, and we got her diagnosis last year, but we were really surprised because when we got the diagnosis she was still sitting up and doing these things, and I had a phone call to say that she had infantile Batten disease, and obviously we had never heard of this before, so I was Googling, and it was just things like fatal and terminal illness popping out at the screen at me. And
how does that feel when you find out something like that, when she has a diagnosis and you realise what that means for you and for her?
It's very isolating, because nobody understands. You don't know where to turn, you don't know who to talk to, and that's for us is where the Pepper nurses stepped in. So they were very supportive, like with emotionally, and they started caring for Amber before we got the diagnosis, where like her regression was really quick. So it's...
Well, she degenerated very quickly, didn't she?
Yeah, over weeks. So before we could get used to her starting to have seizures, she then went blind, and then once we were starting to get used to that, she then lost the ability to swallow and had to have a gastrostomy. Then she stopped crawling, and then she stopped sitting up, and so
you just learned to deal with one thing and then you're hit with something else.
Yeah, so it's just...
What sort of care do the Pepper nurses provide for you?
It's 24 hours a day if I need it. It's I can ring up whenever I have a problem, but it's they're able to come and look after Amber at home. It enables us to have less stays in hospital. They also run a sibling group for Jamie, so it's people don't realise the effects that having a terminally ill sibling has on Jamie. So it's very hard on him. He's seeing Amber seizure, like he's seeing the regression, and it's a lot for him to take on too. So they're very supportive.
But also there's a lot of concentration, quite rightly, in that area, when of course you know
because
Amber's you must be remarkable to know that you know that's needed over there, and that you probably quietly have to sit in the background sometimes.
Yeah, because where I know that she needs all the help she gets, it doesn't bother me that that we can't do stuff a lot.
How do you feel about her? I mean, you are both so close, aren't you?
I tried to think that she doesn't have, like, she's a normal child, so I just try and go on with a normal life and pretend like she's a normal child.
You very bravely, I think, and we were talking about this in the break a moment ago, that you decided that you wanted to talk about it and that you wanted to do a talk at school. You asked your teachers if you could do a talk and then sort of tell everyone what was going on in your life. How did that feel?
It felt like I wanted to do it for Amber, like to raise awareness so the children could tell their parents and help us raise awareness for Amber.
And the support group that you go to, where you meet other brothers and sisters of children who are poorly, that must be really great for you to be able to meet like-minded people going through similar situations.
Yeah, I make friends there a lot, and it's fun where we can do lots of activities and get along with each other.
You've done a video diary as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
What made you do that?
The camera got sent to me, and so I made the video diary following what to do. So I done some clips with it.
Well, I know that you were saying that you'd quite like us to show a little bit of it, and so if that's okay,
Yeah,
then
that's fine.
yeah, let's do that. Let's have a look.
Hello, my name is Jamie and I am 9 years old. This is Amber and she is 3 years old. She has infantile Batten disease. Batten disease makes me really upset. Am used to love me pushing her on the swings, and whenever I used to come and play with her, she used to chase me around the living room. Now she can't do all that. I don't like it when Amber has blue lips, and it really makes me sad when Amber has seizures because I get really worried. I love her to pieces and she is my world.
Such an amazing thing
Yeah, it
to
really
do.
is.
And also,
It really
when you
is.
go to the siblings groups, you have a worry box as well. You write things down for the worry box. don't you?
Yeah, I personally, I don't put anything in there, but other children put it in there, and I like to think how they get along with their lives.
So it's when, if it's one of those things that you don't necessarily want to talk about or discuss, then it's something you can write something down, you put that in your worry box, and you sort of know that it's been said, that sort of thing.
And at the end of the group, they talk about it, and if you don't want to share it, you put it on the red card if you do want to share it, and you want to talk about it.
Yeah, it's a brilliant idea. There are so many, I mean, that's just one example of the brilliant work that goes on at the Children's Hospice. I've been lucky enough to see it firsthand, and it's one of those places that when you walk into, I think a lot of people are scared and they don't know what to expect when they go in, but the most important thing to stress is that it's a place that is absolutely full of life, living and breathing, and they are incredible places.
They're the most incredible places, and yesterday in Scotland I sort of heard a quote from a parent who said they're the most beautiful buildings, but it's actually what goes on inside that really matters. And I think we've already heard from Jamie some of the things that the services can provide for families. I think probably the saddest thing is that if families don't know that the services are there. So Children's Hospice Week gives us that opportunity to let people know that there are services around to provide the support, to prevent the isolation that Caroline described.
So what would somebody do then? So if somebody was watching this now and thinking, actually, this would really help my family, this would benefit me in my situation, what do they do? What's their first approach?
I think it is visiting our website,
Yeah.
togetherforshortlives.org.uk. Hopefully that's on your website
Yes,
too.
we'll make sure it is.
To actually see where their nearest Children's Hospice service is, or if they want to talk to somebody, to pick up the phone and talk to our helpline.
And it's so important, not just for the child at the centre of all of this, but the siblings, for the family, that moment of respite when you can actually just have 5 minutes to have a shower.
It's
You know,
just
a little bit of time for yourself.
normality.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's bringing normality back into our lives and making it bearable. So it's been fantastic for our family.
And it's also enabled you to look to the future, and I mean, congratulations are in order, because
Thank you.
you are expecting your third child, aren't
Yes.
you? And you're 5 months, I think you are,
Yeah.
aren't you? So congratulations. But something that, if you didn't have the help and care and the support and assistance from the hospice, there is no way that you'd been able to consider that.
No, when we got Amber's diagnosis, it just feels like your whole world stopped and you can't continue, and they sort of give you the encouragement to carry on and show you that a different way of living, because life's totally different to what it was, so that, you know, that they help you more, like, move forward. So, but yeah, they've been fantastic.
Well, thank you very much for coming in today.
Thank you.
Jamie,
It's
well
lovely to
done.
meet you
Thank
all.
you very much, Katrina. Thank you, and we'll put all the details on our website. Thank you all.
Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
Amber.
Thank you. Thank you.
Amber.